I did there? I know I did. So we're going to try River against the same guys, Hasburg Monarchy Livestock, and we are going to use travel though because I love travel. Um, oh wait, shoot. There we go. There we go. All right, and we will use travel. Now I do love one of the things I like about travel is that I feel like it's my favorite ooh, this is a board. Okay. One of my favorite things about travel is just being able to create a lofty river and just push things out of it or push things into it depending on how you want to play it. So, yeah, let's get into it. We start off in the wetlands, our highest number of wetlands. So we start off over here actually. Mm, excuse me. And then we are going to explore into the sands. So we're going to take that blight there. There is nothing I can do for that. We might be able to do something for this. Maybe. We'll have to see. All right. So the goal with River is to just what I'm trying to do is create a an amazing river that can absorb a whole bunch of fun stuff. Now I could put this presence over here. Presence placement is really important with river travel because you need to make sure that that's the land you want to be in. All right, like you need to want to be there. If you don't want to be there, don't be there. But you need to if you're gonna be there, you need to choose to be there because like your placement matters so much because of the fact that it's so you're relying on Dahan to make sacred sites for you. So um depend like how to say this right. All right, so you see how like I have this little triangle over here, right? With travel, I can move my Dahan between any of my lands as long as they're connected. So if I had a presence over here, which is illegal anyway because they only go into a range of one, I would have to do the range of two. But if I put my presence over here, if I don't have a presence in one of these three lands, I can't move these Dahan into this area, right? So the goal is to create a centralized area where we can attack every land and because what we need to protect mostly are these three lands. These are going to be my big sacred sites, so I need to have them protected at all times. And the best and this is sort of the way that you really want to play. Now here's the thing, right? If I put this presence here, what will happen is that I'll be able to absorb a Dahan into here, make a sacred site, and defend one, but that doesn't do anything for me. I need to be able to save this land because I want to save my Dahan. So the idea is we're going to use Washaway to sort of empty out a land, and we're going to use River's Bounty to create a sacred site for us. And then we're going to double grow again to get our Reclaim 1, and we're going to hit someone with Flash Floods, and we're going to grab River's Bounty and create another sacred site. So, all my stuff is slow, nothing to worry about over here. Event card, nothing happens. They build. Now, luckily for us, they don't have a town to grab over here, but sadly for us, they have one over there. And then they explore into the jangles. Now, here's the thing about us, right? Since we're going to be pushing buildings out, we're sort of in this amazing position. Oh, I sort of messed up, right? So what I didn't do was I didn't move my Dahan. Well, it'll be fine because here's the thing: you never know where like you need to make your sacred site at. So I was always already planning to sort of stop this land from doing anything. So what we need to do, since we're in the jungles, is we're going to gather up to two Dahan. I'm gonna gather these two. Actually, I'm just gonna gather this one Dahan, right? And the reason I'm just gathering that one is because if there are at least two Dahan in there, I get to grow another Dahan and gain one energy. And then we can do wash away. And I'm just going to push everything in this land out of this land. And because we have our sacred site over here, actually, should I push that here? 3, 4, 5, 6. No, let's push this over here. And the reason I'm pushing this over here is because if I push them here, they're going to do 3, 6, 7, 8 damage, which will give us an game-ending blight. We don't want that. So we will push them over here, so we don't have to worry about that plus, but we will push this explorer out the way. Well, no, I could push this explorer. No, but they're not gonna grow. They're gonna grab a town. No, we can push this explorer out because they will grab towns, but they'll have less towns to grab. Um. So yes, and the reason we are able to push that is because again, our sacred site. That's why we do what we do, and that's gonna be the end of that. And we're gonna go to time passes, and then we're gonna double grow again, and we sort of want to just grab all the Dahan we have. So now I have this amazing river that I get to work with. I'm actually going to move this Dahan over here because cultural asim will sort of screw us if we run into it. So the goal is not to run into that. So, alright. I don't want to take a lot of blight because I want to take the blight here. I think I'm just going to take the blight here and I'm going to take the blight here. That's my goal. I don't want to take any more blight than that because if we take too much blight, we can sort of lose control of the game. Oh no, whoops, I forgot to play cards. I'm sorry. Whoops, whoopsie. Let's just remember we played that. Whoopsie. All right, so we're gonna play Flash Floods. Well, we don't play Flash Floods. First, we're gonna start off with Boon Vigor, gain an energy, and then we're gonna play Flash Floods. We're gonna do 1 damage here, so that way they just absorb a town and they don't put down an extra town. And then I can push these guys out. So, should I save one? I think I should save a card. I think I'm gonna just save a card, and because here's the thing, right? I want to underplay because I need to get to 4 card plays. So next turn, I want to play 3 card plays. So I'm gonna hit this, and I'm gonna put a present somewhere. And maybe if we get lucky, we'll be able to get to 5 card plays. If not, I'm not even worried. So, yes, that should be the way we do that. Alright, event. The next explorer matches all lands without town city, but we ignore the thingamabob, the escalation. Okay, that's great for us because they will not throw more towns. More towns is what we can't deal with. Choose a land with disease, don't have any. Each spirit with at least 2 Dahan among all its lands reclaims 1 power card or regains a unique power it previously forgot. This is great because now that means I can maybe get away with playing 4 cards. Or double growing, actually. That's actually really huge for us. Because the idea is to play 3 cards, but with 5 of them, we might be able to work some magic here. Alright. Sorry, let me shut up. So we do that. We don't have any fear cards, so they're going to ravage in the sands. We can't stop that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we're going to build in the jungles. We're going to let him gather this town. We're going to let him gather this town. And then they're going to explore into the mountains. No, oh, I'm sorry. So yes, they're going to explore into the mountains, but they explore into every land. And this is how we sort of save ourselves here. Because they don't put a bunch of towns down. And now what we do, we're going to take one more. We're going to take one more blight there. Because here's the thing, I don't mind adding 1 town, I mind adding 2 towns. So you sort of have to play this adversary with the belief that if you blight, it needs to be good. So if I have to add 1 town, perfectly fine. I just don't want to add more. So we're going to do that, grow another Dahan, gain 1 energy, and then we get to push 1 town explorer. So I'm actually going to push this guy out. And that will be all she wrote for us. And now I can do this, and we're actually going to choose to double grow. And the reason being is that, again, I wanted to play 3 cards. So now with 3 cards, I have 2 sacred sites. I can target all these lands, and this one can target all these lands even if I don't have enough Dahan for it, which we will. Because I'm going to add some Dahan over here, and then we're going to play Wash Away. So wherever they go, it doesn't matter to us because we're going to push 3 Towns Explorers out the way anyway. Probably this land into the okay, yeah. Yep. So I gain 1 energy from Boon of Vigor. And then we play that. Everything else is slow for us, so that's great. And then events. Ignore Strife, don't have any. Destroy 2 Explorers among lands with Beasts. Huge, because now all we have to do is grab a town. When invaders ravage, if the land has the Han, defend 2. Alright. There is another ruling for travel. Your lands with 4 or more Dahan are considered sacred sites and have defend 1. It just defend 1 doesn't matter for us in here because they do 3 damage if there's any town around them. So they're going to be doing a huge amount of damage. Doesn't matter much to us. All right. So they're going to ravage in the jungle. Again, we're going to take this blight. They're going to build in the mountains. So they build there. They gather there. And then they're going to gather a town here. And then they're going to explore into the coastal lands. So we are missing every last one of the escalations, and I am loving it because this means I can save lands and do things. All right. So we're going to push these 3 towns, explorers into. We got to push these guys somewhere. So we're going to push them there for right now. We're going to do River's Bounty again. It says gather up to 2. I don't need to really move that many Dahan around, so we'll just gather some more. Then we gain an energy. Now I have 2 damage I can do somewhere. So I think this would be the safest spot. No, we'll do it here. We'll do Flash Floods here. We'll take the Blight here. And then we are going to be gravy because I will be able to hit my innate every turn. So we're going to be reclaiming for the rest of the game, but we are legitly at our strongest. So let's hit that reclaim all button. And, well, I'm sorry, I was supposed to hit time passes, but we hit our reclaim. Then we're going to grab a miner. I just want something that's free. Okay, I guess that's free enough. And then we gain 1 energy. Yeah, sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't, but now I can hit all of this. And we can do the Flash Flood and massive flooding and pretty much push everything into either this land or this land and then wipe it all out. So, let's do it. Alright. Flash Floods, we're going to deal 1 damage and we're going to knock this guy out. Because again, he's going to deal 2 damage. We will go to a Blight Island, though, sadly. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to gain and pay. There we go. And then thanks to Boon of Vigor, we gain 1. Bam. Alright, and then that is it for us. And now Invader Phase. Add 1 town to a coastal land adjacent to a coastal land town. We don't have any. Great. Destroy 2 explorers and lands with beasts. Don't have any. Add 1 Dahan to a land with Dahan and no blight or disease. Neat. Alright. Ravage in the mountains. Sadly. This one again. Okay. So we will make. Here's the thing. I don't want to make too many cities. So hold up. It would actually be more beneficial for me to make towns because I thrive off of towns and I have ways to get rid of towns. All right. So we do that. They build in the coastal land. Oh, I'm sorry. They build and then gather. So, oh yeah, they wouldn't build anything here, but they would gather. And then they explore into the wetlands. The wets with escalation, but I do have 4 blight, so I only have to drop 1 town. So I'm going to drop a town over here. And then we do our Habsburg, add 1 city to a coastal land without cities. So sadly, we have to add that here. And then town. I'm sorry, it's into the lands with the fewest blight, right? Yep, fewest blight. So, all right. And we should be good. And now it's our slow stuff. So, how do we do this? We can do a major push actually. So we're gonna push everything into here with massive flooding. We will push. We'll use gathering for call to ferocity to push. Actually, I could just gather up to 3 Dahan and pray that they do something about that. There is a way I do that. And then gather up to 2. Because I don't have a way to stop that. And then we deal. Yeah, I don't have a way to really push that. We gain our 1 energy. Excuse me. And then we get to deal 2 damage to every invader in this land, so it's pretty much a whole fear card. Yeah. And I think we are good. Yeah, I think this is going to have to work for now. I don't know what I'm going to do here. Because I don't have a way to kill this. So, and you know what? Instead, since I don't have a way, I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to push this town into there and then destroy that as well. Because I honestly don't have a way to stop that city. No, but that's not going to give me another fear card. So you know what? We will push the 3 Dahan into there and we will leave these 2 alone. Alright, that should be fine there. Alright. So time passes. Alright, so we need to reclaim again. Grab another miner. Let's see if we can grab something that can help us. This is probably the best choice for us because I can protect this land. Yeah, that's probably the best choice for us. However, this will give me a fear, but I don't have a land to protect that with. Strong and constant currents will help me protect this land though, so I don't blight. I think this is gonna be the choice here. I can move up to 2 Dahan. I don't know if I want to. I'm gonna leave like a bunch of Dahan in that land and just let them figure it out. Because I'm gonna pray that something happens here. And then this is the only blight cascade that I'll have to worry about. Or maybe I won't. Alright, so what are all 5 cards I'm gonna play here? Yeah? Yep. This is what we'll play. Alright, let's start it. So we do have flash floods. I can push this somewhere. Alright. So we need to gain 1 energy first. We're gonna push this town to an adjacent land. I'm gonna do flash floods and I'm gonna deal 2 damage to this, knocking that out. And if we get 1 more fear, we might be able to get somewhere. So my next goal. So what should I play? Should I not play this? Can I get away with this? Yes, okay, because I could probably clear this land out. Alright. So, yeah. Dahan do not participate in ravages. I would love to get that bottom one, but I don't have that. I don't have any. I do have 1 fire, so I could pay for that. And I would, you know what? I will pay for that actually, because that will give me another fear card. So, yay, fear card. And then push disease. I don't have disease. All right, let's see what we get. Each player may replace one town with 2 explorers. Well, we're gonna do that. Oof. All right, and now what's my next fear card? Remove 1 explorer from a land matching a ravage card. Don't have any. Oh, this is game. Blight, Cascade, Blight, Cascade. Yep. Oh, we were so close. So close. Oof. Running into that coastal land. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. I mean, we were doing good. Avoiding that first escalation was nice. But this is why I changed them all to towns. Towns I can do something against. Cities I can't. Yeah. Yeah, that hurt. Oof, oof. I didn't even see it. I didn't even realize it until just this turn. Like, oh yeah, I could potentially die. I was hoping the fear card was gonna do something more though. I know they're terror level 1, but it's just, ugh. Yeah, because these guys are doing 5 damage. So I lose 2 to Han. Takes 1 damage, just 2 damage back. And then there's nothing I can do to stop this. Ouch, yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. These guys are rough. Mm. And I do hate them. Oh, I hate playing these guys so much. And I'm starting to feel why. Because again, I won't lie. We did have a good chance going up to 5 card plays. That was as helpful as we were gonna be. But these cities did not help us. Because what I think the best thing for me to have done would have been to just let it build over here, and then did the 1 damage to the city, and then push the towns, and then push everything into the sands, and then just wiped out the sands. That probably would have been my safest bet, because then I would have only had 1 city to work with, and I could have actually made my problem land this one over here instead of this one. Yeah, this was, you know what? It's so interesting because this was a mistake that was like 2 turns in the making, and I didn't catch it. And because I didn't catch it, I was like, oh, we should be good, and we were not good. Because again, the inlands really don't matter to me too much because it just, these are easy to stop. Yeah, they would have thrown down 2 towns, and I could have pushed 3 things into here, and then there are things I could have did, but yeah, oof, that was a game. That was a close one too. We probably could have won that if I would have just been a bit smarter about getting rid of the city. Because I think, no, I know what I should have gotten rid of first was that city. If I would have gotten rid of that city first, we would have been great. Maybe again, taking the blight here wouldn't have been as bad, but I was so focused on trying to prevent this from blighting that when I did the massive flooding, I should have wiped this all out. And clearing that whole land would have been amazing for me. Because then all I would have had to do was focus down this one and then worry about this one in the future. Yeah, but oh well, what can you do? You know what I mean? You win some, you lose some. On the other hand, though, oops, let me not show you my collection of games. On the other hand, that's going to be it for this video. Yo, I hope you were all entertained and all that fun jazz. And yeah, we are definitely going to run it back because I know I could have won if I just